back Gunship Thunder Punch, only on Indiegogo. What is going on, everybody? I wanted to do a video this afternoon, just going over some of the basics of animation in Clip Studio Paint, since several people have been asking how you do that. So Eric Hawkins and Muttman in the chat. Welcome. All right, so here's how you get this thing set up. And I am still learning to animate. I am not a great animator, but I am figuring things out. So as I figure them out, especially just how to set things up in the software, I will pass them on to you. All right, so when you start out, if you get the latest Clip Studio and you go to New, you hit this last thing, looks like a little play button, animation. And I've got it set up. I can't remember if this is one of the options. The options, yeah, it is. So the 1920 by 1080 is basically a good YouTube format. So good morning or good afternoon, Hiroshi Paradox. So I'm doing like a low frame rate for simplicity. It's 8 frames a second. So that's a lot of anime is that. 30 frames a second would be a lot smoother and a crap ton of work. So for learning, I'm just sticking with a few frame rates. You can do playback time is default 120. I just leave it up there. So anyway, all right. So hit OK, and you get this window here. So this little, this is the template. So what this does is you have a layer. It's got an animation folder over here. So layers are the thing that are a little is a little different. So if you notice, you'll need one other thing. Go up here to Window, and you'll need to go to Timeline. All right, and it automatically puts that first cell. So these are layers, but they're think of them over here as cells now, even though that functions almost the same. But I'm gonna show you something in just a second. So let's just go out and we'll just start like with a. I'm just gonna draw a circle. Got my pencil. Oh, let me dial this down a bit. All right, so we'll just make a head, I guess. A little stick kind of person, right? And maybe just some eyes and a mouth. Do something simple just for explanation. All right, so here's your frame. The simplest way to do this to get started, just laying things out, is this little button here, New Animation Cell. Just hit it, and it'll throw down a another. It makes another layer up here, and it automatically throws that down on the timeline. So if I, in order for me to edit these layers, and this is something that took me forever to realize, because I apparently don't. Well, I know I don't like reading the manual. So if this, you have to assign these to here. So if I just make a new layer, it'll make it 3, but you notice it's not in the timeline. And if I go up here, it's got that little X. I can't draw on it until I go down here, right click on a frame and assign that. Now I can draw on it. That was the biggest kind of hurdle. So that's all the layers function just like they normally do. You can do different things like I'll show you something else. There's basically 3 things to remember, okay, to get started. The first one is you can't edit a layer unless that layer is assigned to your timeline, okay? And once it's here, you can move it around. You can like switch them around, whatever. Oh, and I just covered that one up. It disappears when you take another one over, so we'll just reassign that. Okay. Good afternoon, Drum Boy and Cam. So we've got some layers here. So the quickest thing, just for the simplicity of quickly going through and doing your animation just to lay it out or whatever, is to just hit the little New Animation Cell where it automatically makes the layer and assigns it to the next frame. Now, the other thing is this little button, onion skin, so you can see where you are. So if I go up here, it'll tell me like the purplish blue is the frame before it. And if I go over here to frame 3, so there's nothing before or after it, so it's blank. So I'll just draw like, I'll draw just something here. This is going to be wrong just to show you. Now you've got a green and it's telling you, you know, the green comes after, this is before. So if you wanted to go in the middle and draw that middle part. So that's your onion skin. Pretty important. So anyway, this is very quickly and crappily, but you know, you can go back, you can drag to kind of test things. Go up here, this little top part, and you can just hold it down and drag it back and forth. All right, so let's delete that because that's crap. That's crap too. So we've got these. We've got 3 frames, so we'll just try to play with maybe 3 frames of animation. So we'll do we'll start with the basic. Like I just want to maybe do somebody kind of raising up. All right, so they're looking down. This is the construction lines. We'll put eyes here. And so this is just, you know, again, this is right now just like normal in Clip Studio. Wearing a t-shirt for simplicity. Okay. Little dude's looking down. We'll go to the next layer. And what I'll do is I'll actually kind of go to the, let me go, I'll just draw frame by frame. So we'll come up here. He looks over. Trying to keep it very, very quick just for the sake of the video. Now, so we got these 3 little frames, right? Or 2. So now I'm going to go to the next one, move it over here, and he'll kind of stand up. He's kind of leaning. Looking backwards. Okay. This is just a very, okay. So we got this whole thing sketched in. Say you were, you know, so you, to test, oh, I moved something, undo. All right, so I'm gonna drag it. I'm gonna take onion skin off. So this is 8 frames a second, and it's pretty fast movement. So it's, you hit play, it's boom, boom. All right, now, so you want to go in and ink and color this, right? The way you have to do that, and this is the next important thing, go over here to your layers and live. Yes, this will be on my channel. I'll leave it up. So right click on the layer and go down here to create folder and insert layer. See how that did it? And do that for those 3 frames. Now there's a shortcut to this that from here on out, whenever I make a new animation cell, it's going to make a layer and put it in it just like all the other ones. So that's nice. The reason that's important is now that I want to go in, basically if you're used to using Clip Studio, from here on, treat all this in this folder like you would any other drawing. So I'm going to add a layer. I'm going to take that, you know, my pencil's down, opacity down, and I'm just going to draw now. I'm just going to take my inker thing, and I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm just going to like make it. Why is that? No, I don't like that. That's a letter. That's the wrong one. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go in and try to do a little more. Basic. Inks. Again, I'm making this fast and just for the sake of the video. And I'll show you something else I've done that's a little better. But let's just say you got that one, and then I want to go to the next one, right? So I go up here to this folder. I take that down to make I do the same thing. I'm going to go through and I'm going to just quickly, you know, ideally if you want to make something good, obviously you're going to spend, you know, you can spend as much time as you want. But you're just making these individual little illustrations. And then we'll do one more. Same thing. You're just drawing like you normally do. Oop, what happened there? Oh, sorry. That was the extra layer. Okay. We'll just do one more. And then when we take it away, this little dude, cam inker thing, yeah, the brush. That's what I was going for. All right, so now I'm going to hide the pencil there. I'll hide the pencil there. I'll hide the pencil there. Now we've got this ink thing. So then, so he's moving. Now if I want to color it, it's again, I make a new layer and go underneath that line art. And we'll just do like a quick, I think I can do this pretty quick. That's right, we'll just, and I'll go through usually and do, I'll do all the skin tones at once here. It'll be faster. Mass producing, like building a car. And then go up here. Uh-oh, what did I do? Move it underneath. There we go. All right, and we'll give him a red shirt. So the idea here is, again, once you get the figure out the timeline to edit things that has to be on the timeline and how to set up your folders, then it's just drawing like normal. There's nothing really, I mean, animating, but as far as just doing the pencil inks, everything is on a layer. And I'm going to show you one more thing in just a second. As soon as I get this dude's hair all colored in here. All right. So to do the background, now the thing about the timeline is it'll, all right. So, all right, we got the color, but he's against this white background, and the background now. So I'm going to just close this folder. The paper, you see when I hit paper, this shifted down. So think of every, you know how back in the traditional animation, they would photograph like the clear plastic. So the figure would be on a clear plastic sheet, and they would lay that on top of the painting in the background. Every layer is a clear that you make outside of this animation folder. So let's say that, let's just leave this white, but if I make something here, it's going to throw it up down here, right? So if I label this background, now this is not animated. This is just static behind whatever I put on top. So if I wanted to do, you know, like he's in the woods, right? So I can go in and fill that, and then we'll quickly, and you can see through my colors there. I did hastily. All right, here's some trees there. There's some bushes, blah, 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 blah. There's this. Now, when I move him, that's just the background that he's on. 432 heck, yep, I'll leave this up. You can watch this later. So, again, you can get as sophisticated and as fancy as you want, but those are the basic setups for it. And so if any layer I make here, like I could, to keep things organized, I can just make another layer and dump that background in it. And see, that's the background folder. And so I can label this whole folder background. If I turn that folder off, it disappears. So if I want to get, you know, fancy and make some, I don't know what, you know, you got light coming in, you got whatever. Again, he's going to be in front of it. Now, you can make a new animation folder, and that comes in handy, especially if you've got, so you got this figure, you know, he's doing this. But you want to keep him, you've animated him. What you can do, say I wanted him to be static. So I can select all these frames and just move them over. And until the new frame gets assigned, it just stays on him, and then he looks up, okay? And I'm going to delete 4, because 4 is blank. And delete that one. All right. So now it just stays there. So he's there, he looks up, he freezes. Now, I'm going to do a new animation folder because I got this guy, but maybe I want to animate other things, but I don't want to screw him up. So we'll go to new animation folder. It pops this up here, so we'll name this folder guy. And there he is. There's the guy, his cells. This folder will be bird poop. And then I'm going to do new animation cell. and it's on that different, so it's on that different layer above this. So let's just say he's got, it's going to be a bad day for our friend here. New animation cell. Let me do the onion skin so I can see what I'm doing. See, this is how I line things up here. And we'll do one more. Hold on, let's see. All right, now I want to move that over because I wanted to hit his shoulder. So I'll just go to everyone, make it drop faster. And then when the next layer he moves, it's on his shoulder. Right? So now we turn onion skin off, we play it. Oh, wait a minute. Why is it? Oh, okay, oops. Why, oh, he's there, okay. So anyway, it hits him. That layer, it's on his shoulder. The next one up. On that show. What? I don't understand why it's. Oh, I see. I'm erasing. I'm still stuck on that. I see. All right, so that's enough. You got to work. You got to watch out for. He can move, but I got to add a new layer of him moving there. All right, there we go. So now plop. It's on his thing. It's on his thing there. So there you go. That is the down and dirty, super easy. The mechanics of it anyway, right? Bird poop. He looks up. There it is. Different layers. Folders. So the important thing to note is just getting it set up that anything animated has to be in an animation folder over here. Every time you make a new folder, it's a different level. And anything outside of that will be static things until you change it, until you get up here to a timeline. That's a little more. But anyway, to get started, that's all you need. So let's see, where's my, I'll show you. It's a little bit more data, art, animation. Where's my dancing pumpkin head dude? All right, so here's one, same exact setup. I've got all my folders. You can tell this is only 5 frames. Looped back and forth. That's another thing you can do if you've got some just movement like that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drawings, and then I'd copy them, and because you can assign them, I can right click and assign what comes next. So it's frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. I omitted 4 going backwards because it just didn't look right, and it's probably, you know, I would probably just need to animate another in between thing for it to work right. But again, this was just experimenting and learning. So so again, any individual, if I go back to the first one, this is the first one, and take away the color, so it's just like I normally draw anything. I've got the inks, I've got the flats, and I've got the highlight and the shadow, and then I did a little glow effect and animated the little fire coming out. And the background is down here in this folder. It's just like I just did before, but a little bit more time, not much more, but a little bit more time put in to kind of match. So the nice thing too is if you've got something that's looped, every time, say so I've got frame 1 showing up here and here, here and here. Every time I make a change on frame 1, let's say here I'm gonna make that right. It shows up on every frame 1 from then on. So if you're doing a looped thing, like to finish this, I just had to worry about 5 drawings, and yeah, it's looped. But so anyway, yeah, this does take. I have not done any animations where I've added a voice track. I have not played. I don't even know if Clip Studio will do that. I thought the new version did, but I'm still figuring things out. I'm just sharing as I learn, as I go. What I would do probably if I was going to do a voice to this, I would animate the thing and I would do the voice in Premiere and I would just say it. I would match it because I do everything the hard way, I guess. So when you export this, it's only going to export what's inside the template guide here. It is a lot of work, but I mean, again, this is something that I do after I finish my real work for the day, just to unwind, because I'm learning and there's no pressure and I can do stupid things like dancing pumpkin thing guy. So anyway, I hope this helped. Just a quick video. Everybody subscribe, share this link, do all that stuff. And yeah, if you make some animated stuff, post it in the comments. So until then, remember to go check out Gunship Thunder Punch over on Indiegogo. I'm still working on the book, and it'll be up available to be ordered until it goes to print. So until then, back to Gunship Thunder Punch only on Indiegogo.